Now we're
We're
live,
live.
Irene.
What up,
Yeah.
guys? What up?
Hi, everybody. Oh, let me go back to the top and see who's in here. Hey, Smashley. Bill. Lala, how are you, beautiful? Hey, bad guy. Let's see. OG, JFK, Whitakis. Hi, guys.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's well today.
Any of you who have not met the beautiful Miss Irene, this is our amazing guest today. Hold on, I've got to build my daughter her slide. Ashley, that's awesome. She's like, I got to build my daughter's slide. I'll be right back. I miss those days.
Yeah, today I can concentrate on comments because you guys are basically going to be doing the stream. Irene,
Yep.
is your connection good? Can you hear us, Irene?
I think yes, it's good. It's good. It's good. Can hear
Okay.
you guys well, loud and clear.
Okay, good. I will be back in 20-ish minutes. All right, Lala.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Smashley? Oh, Smashley, I meant to say last night, Smashley, I went to run your hours and you don't have your videos on a playlist. Is it possible you could throw your videos together on a playlist, Smashley? You do have playlists, but they're other people's stuff. So if you could throw your stuff together on a playlist, I
that's
could
what we
run
got
your
to do
hours.
on here too, Shaun.
Yeah, absolutely. I
You
forgot
just
to bring that up last night. What's up, big guy?
all you do is create a playlist and you click which videos of yours you want added into it and you can name it. Hey, Cat Eyes. So like on here, I would put like for my playlist, I'd probably put like interview with a survivor, as like a playlist, and then just a check-in stream playlist kind of thing. And then I'd click the videos that go in with that, and those would be in that type of playlist.
Yeah, go on your channel and then click manage channel or manage videos, whichever one it is, and you'll see the whole list of stuff that it allows you to do. Yeah.
It'll get easier. Like once you actually like are physically doing it, it looks easier. You know what I mean? It's easier to do. For me, it's harder to explain it, like unless I'm actually doing it. Then I'm like, no.
Well, I could tell you right now what to go to. I'm on my laptop. You go to
well,
your
that's because you're a boss, Shaun.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. And then go to you can either go to I think it's customized channel. And then you can go to all that stuff. Yeah, you go to that. Let me scroll down and see what that has. Actually, let me go back. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me go back to. Come on now. Let me go to manage videos. I think that's what it is. Manage videos. Yeah, and then just hit playlist on the left. I mean, you go right into studio, hit playlist, and then just click where it says new playlist. You click new playlist, and it'll bring up your videos, and then it'll let you hit the box of each one you want to add to that playlist. It's simple. You'll get it.
Yeah. And like I said, once she's actually physically doing it, it'll make it a little bit easier for her too, because she'll see it and she'll say, oh my God, yep, that's what he meant,
Absolutely. Yep.
Because when I first started looking at them, I'm like, the hell studio? Like, what do I even do in there?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. That's how you learn how to do it. Just start pressing buttons and shit. And I mean, maybe you'll mess something up a little bit, but what's the worst that can happen? It'll blow up,
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's so true. Hey, Blaze, how are you? Thanks for coming, honey.
Yes. What's up, Cat Eyes? Wolf. Whitakis.
Yep.
JFK. Wolf. Whitakis can't wait to go live. He's raring to go. I see his live ready to go.
I was gonna say, I bet he's like, come on. After he said, "Oh, I'm gonna not go live on Wednesdays and take a break for myself," he's like, "I've had enough of a break this week."
Oh, he said that? Oh, really? Yeah, he's set for 12:53. I see it on here. But thank you for all 53 people that checked out mine and Irene's stream last night. It wasn't planned, but it went great. So thank you for everybody that turned up to that. Yeah, we enjoyed that. and I'll
Yeah,
drop the link.
I was telling people
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
after too. I'm like, it was just the best. Oh, that's all right, Hills. Thank you. But yeah, it was the best stream. I was like, oh my God. I was just like, you guys made my heart melt. I was like, I just love them together. I was so
Yeah.
excited.
All right. Sounds good to me. You know, you're happy. That's a good thing. You're laughing, smiling. You're happy. She's laughing. Hey,
And
what
happy.
more can I ask for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I.
Exactly.
That's what I love. So
Yeah,
good.
the insurance company is not fun to fight with,
Well,
Hills. I know.
the stream was
The stream was what, Irene? Oh, you said
the
it went.
stream was actually our own truth, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everything on the stream was our own truth, so that's it.
The whole
Right.
truth. Yes, absolutely. Well, we didn't really say much last night neither. So
Hope you guys can hear me well.
Kind of.
Yes.
You're kind of
Yeah.
cutting out, but yeah,
It's
you're okay.
it's more of a delay, I think. Other than that, I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything yet, bad guy. We're just about to get started.
Okay.
So Irene, yeah, if you want to tell us a little background on how everything is with pedophilia in Nigeria.
I don't think she could hear us.
She has a delay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like over here we have issues with. Is it really bad?
It's just a delay, honey. You're fine.
Is it really delayed? Is delay really bad?
Are you on the Miles
Maybe I
phone or
can
your
change the
phone?
position of my Wi-Fi. I don't know. Let me change the position.
Okay.
Normally, if she's on her sister's phone, normally it ain't this bad.
Okay.
Because they're trying to gauge whether it's the phone or the Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah, it kind of
You know.
sounds like more. It's more like the delay in the Wi-Fi itself. It seems like.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like if it was a delay with the phone itself, it would be a little choppy too. But she sounds perfectly clear to me. It's just delayed. You know what I mean? It's just delayed.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
We hear you. Yep. You're good.
Okay. Okay. So like for kids here, when it comes to do with sexual molestations and everything, 99% of the time is caused by the parents of these kids.
Right.
Because like in Lagos, people here they wake up extremely very early as like say 3 a.m. They're on their way to work.
Oh
And
wow.
at that time, some of them are working like on the island, like we have the island and the mainland.
Yep.
So most people that lives on the mainland, they work on the island.
Right.
So they tend to have school closer to their workplace. So they go to work with their kids at that time of the day, as early as that. School buses are everywhere coming in to pick the kids. The mothers of these kids and the fathers of these kids don't actually have time to check in and check out of what the kids were up to during the day or during school hours, or who are their friends, who they mingle with, who they play with, So these kids will go to school and then come back to be with relations, sometimes nannies. Sometimes they spend all their lives staying in the school until their parents could pick them up.
Wow.
So the teachers are being paid well for those things. But the major problem is, who are they leaving these kids with?
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
you know how a school that has orientation would do, like if they discover this guy or this woman is a pedophile, they should have circulated like there could be like a circular to all schools with the face and the picture of that person, but they don't do it yet.
Right.
They try to cover up those people.
Yep.
Yeah. They try to cover up those people. Maybe because sometimes these people are influential. So they use money to buy justice, and then the child goes without justice.
Well, sometimes that happens
the
here
child goes
too.
without
Yeah.
justice. And
Yeah.
so
Sometimes it
the
happens
parents
here.
of this kids, why why I'm saying the parents of these kids are also a problem is when you go out to work early, you come back very tired. You left this child with the teacher of the child from morning till evening or till night,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're back home with your kid. The only thing you're concentrating on is resting, cooking to eat dinner, and then sleeping, and then getting ready the next day to go out again for your hustle without checking the child. Even during the weekend, parents here don't have that time to sit with their kids as family time to like bond with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So most of them, like the ones I've spoken with, they are like, my mom is never around. My dad is a traveler, because some of them, some men here are importers. They import from China, they go to China and then import their goods and come back. They don't have that time. So the
Right.
only person that could have had that chance to sit with these kids are their mom, but
Mm-hmm.
still the mom is a working class.
Yeah.
Right.
So she doesn't have that time to sit. That is when the intruder comes in to mess the
Yep.
child up. And then they
Mm-hmm.
have the mind to threaten this child and say, if you tell anyone, I'm going to kill you and then I'll kill your mom.
Your family. Yep.
So they keep quiet and then they grow up with this belief that if I should say anything, I'm going to get killed. Like the
Mm-hmm.
recent one that happened, like the child just got justice after 14 years of being molested. So
Right.
this guy is an actor. The child's mom uh, she actually adopted the child from an orphanage. So the
Yep.
child's foster mom is an actress also. It's trending right now in Nigeria. It's been trending since like last year June. That's when it started trending because that was when the guy was caught. And people didn't believe this guy because he's an influential actor. People know him, he's a celebrity. People didn't believe this guy could actually be a pred. Nobody believed. Nobody believed that he could be a pedophile or anything because there was nothing, no history, no traces. Because
Mm-hmm.
as a pred, they always know how to cover their tracks. They
Right.
know how to cover their tracks a lot. Like you won't even know. So this guy has been molesting this child for like 14 years. So according to the story, the mom of this girl said, whenever this man comes to the house to visit her and they are reading their auditions for their movies, they want to go to the movie place. So they come together to read their scripts, to get to
Yep.
know themselves and what's going on in their movie stuff. So whenever this girl sees this man, she's scared. She doesn't want to sit where he is. She doesn't want to
Right.
talk to anyone. She doesn't want to greet anyone. She just mutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the woman was like, why is she like this? Why what happened? Why did you change? All of a sudden you started changing towards my friend. What's going on? Talk to me. She refused
Mm-hmm.
to talk because this man already threatened her and said, if you say anything, I will kill you and then I'll kill your mom. And you know your mom's blood is gonna be on your neck.
Right.
So
Yep.
this got this girl scared. She couldn't speak. This woman tried everything, like everything she knew she could use. It was
Right.
when they took the child to a child psychologist, that was when she was able to talk. And it was
And they
shocking to everyone. And this same woman was the one that schooled this guy. She sent him to the university, to college. She was the one that is taking care of his family. Like she was a good friend to this man. She took care
Right.
of his bills. She brought him into the movie industry. And this is the same person that could actually that could actually molest a daughter.
Right.
So it was very, very sad for everyone that period. So
Right.
now the woman, after the child confessed about this thing, so she set up a camera in the house and then invited this guy to come in. So when he got there, he met the woman with two guys. These guys that he met the woman with were the people that came to install the cameras, but he never
Yep.
noticed anything. So
Yep.
she told him, okay, please wait for me. My daughter is in the house. Stay behind. Let me see these guys off. I'm coming, okay? So they left. They just went and stayed outside, just like few kilometers away. So she installed an app to connect with the camera in the house, so she could always see what's going on, whether even if she is home or not. So while she was outside, this guy went in and was calling on the girl, the little girl. She's 14 now. She's 14. So according to the story was the woman adopted this child while this child was months old, and the molestation started when the child was 1 year old. That was what the child confessed to. So this guy went in and started calling on the girl, started calling on her. She was scared. There was no one in the house. A reaction showed in the video clips. The video clips are everywhere. It was trending on Twitter for some time. So she was scared to come out. So when he finally saw the girl in the kitchen, he was like, why are you scared? Why didn't you come out to greet me? I've been here for how many hours now? I've been calling on you. Your mom, I just saw your mom. She escorted people out. So why? I'm your ride or die, right? Was just saying all trash, like a little child. And I feel the reason why he was able to overwhelm that child was because he started that shit as early as 1.
Yeah.
That's why he was able to actually overwhelm her with every nonsense he was telling her that day. So she was scared. If you see the clip, it's very, very irritating to watch. She was trying to shift back, and while he was trying to consume her, so the next thing, he started unbuttoning her clothes, and then he tried to pull down his trousers for him to do the rubbish he wanted to do with her. That was when the woman couldn't take it anymore. She ran back in with this cameraman because everyone was watching it. She ran in, immediately she called on the police people. They came in, they met him pants down with this girl. Everything was open, like in the open. He didn't even believe something was happening. That was why he felt that comfortable to do that nonsense with that girl.
Wow.
So when she entered the place and the mother of the girl started crying. The police officers came in and they caught him. And then he was saying, no, that's not what happened. It's not what you put in. It's not like that. It's this, that. Man, this shit was everywhere. Women started protesting in Lagos. So many women started protesting. So
that's insane.
I hope my connection is still okay.
Not really, but we hear you. Your voice is good, so you're good.
Oh,
yes. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say we can hear you, so it's good.
Okay. So, all right. So people started protesting. What's going on? Why is this guy out of jail? Because this guy came out of jail after like a week, and then they said the evidence was not a good evidence. It was not a strong evidence. Like with everything, the child confessed, and the video clip, and the hospital testimony, and then the people are saying the judge at that time was saying, no, the case is not solid enough. The evidence is not solid enough. Why should he be arrested? Now, this is what happens over here. If you're not strong, when your child is molested, you won't get justice because one, the justice system is already corrupt.
Right.
Deeply and rootedly, as in maggot everywhere. So if God is not with you, you won't get justice. Even as a grown woman being raped in the street, if you're not strong and firm, you won't get justice.
Right.
So now people over here now believe and knows that how to get justice, you need to go out there on social media, put out your case, and people are going to protest. Petitions are going to arise everywhere. People are going to petition for the case to be heard so you can get justice. Now, finally, this guy was out of prison. People came out, even other actors that nobody believed could actually believe the stupid story of the man, for the man to come out of prison, because the same actors went in to bribe the judge for this guy to come out and that child to be useless, because this child was useless. She was crying. She was asking them, won't I get justice? Do you know, even this guy doesn't even use his private part alone. He uses screw. Like drivers, what they call it, the screwdriver. He uses that thing on that girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it was the story was too man, it's something that nobody should have actually allowed that guy to come out of prison.
No.
But finally, I think I told Shaun when this whole thing started and
Yeah.
when it was finally jailed. Like right
Yeah.
now, he is in prison. He's gonna
Mm,
spend a long time in that place. More
Okay.
than he got a sentence of more than 30 years. So
Yeah.
he's going to
That's what they
remain there
need. Yeah.
for a
That's what
long
they need.
time.
Yeah. Tell
good.
us the story about that
For a
13-year-old
long
girl.
time.
Take a breath, Irene. Tell us the story about that 13-year-old girl you told me about on Instagram that was sleeping with like so many guys. What was that about? Remember you told me a story about that?
Oh, yeah, that one was another case of bad parenting. That one was a very strong case of bad parenting because the parents of that girl were not intentional in parenting with her.
So
So
what was she doing?
this
Yeah,
girl
tell us
is going to a
about that.
very, yeah, she was attending an high school that is very expensive, rich school. So she they traveled to Dubai with other classmates to, I think, a field trip or so. Now they had a room where the girls could they put the girls in one room and the boys in the other room. And according to the story, they said this girl is 10, but the thing she did is not a 10-year-old character at all. Because
Yeah.
those things she did, even I, as my age as I am right now, I couldn't do those things, you know.
Right. Yep.
So when they traveled down there, she left her room, going to the boys' room, and all of them are using an iPhone. They are all using big phones. They were
Right.
videoing this thing going on in the boys' room. So she was having sex with a boyfriend. She is in junior, is it middle school or something? And the boy was in junior high while she was in uh, junior secondary school. She was like in, I think, junior secondary school too. That was where she was. While this boy was in senior secondary school too. Like a year after he's going to graduate from high school. So this girl was dating that kind of age boy. The boy is
Yep.
not even close to her age. The boy should be like 16, while she
Right.
was 10, according to the story,
Yeah,
you
10,
know?
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So she was the cowgirl. She was the cowgirl, and the videos are still on Twitter as we speak because this thing trended in January. Yeah.
What?
If you go to our page on
Mm,
on see Smiley or something, Smiley or TikTok, you would
Mm-hmm.
see she doesn't act her age. And then her mom
Wow.
had the guts to come out to tell the whole world that she was raped. Now, this is a case of where parents leave their kids for nannies to train. That's what happens when you leave your child
Yep.
for a nanny to train. The nanny
Yep.
doesn't have the right to smack that child when the child is wrong because
Wow.
she's scared she's going to lose her job. She's
Yeah.
scared you're going to tell her to go. You can't work for me anymore. You can't spank my child. Why? Why would you spank my child? You know?
Yep.
So that's the reason why that particular case is caused by the parents of the child. They were not intentional parents. They were just bearing the name as parents, but they were not doing the job of parents.
yeah,
Right.
So the mother had the guts to come and cry on social media to say, my daughter was raped, you know? And
Yeah.
in this process, she got pregnant. She got
What the
pregnant.
crap?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She got
Promiscuous from
pregnant.
10 years
And
old.
the
Yeah,
school
Yeah.
had and the
yeah,
Like I'm
school
like mind
had the
blown because
right
I'm
to
like,
abort
10,
the child.
10 years old is like, I mean, my son's gonna be 8 in November. So like 10 years old, he's in second grade. So it's like third, fourth grade, you know what I mean? Like fourth grade, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like, wow, 10 like
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
yeah. And that's about it. I heard of a girl that
You
was
know,
10
the
years
case,
old in Poland got pregnant.
So
So,
many
Right.
YouTubers carried that story. It was a trending story on.
did
Mhm.
we lose her?
So
No, it's
she
her
got
daughter.
pregnant in this
Oh,
time, and then the school had the mind to actually take her to the school clinic and abort the child.
Wow.
The school aborted the child. The name of the school is Greenland Secondary School. That's the name of the school. Yeah.
Wow.
If you browse about Greenland, you see it on Twitter, and the case is gonna pop up even on Google. So
Yeah.
this child was taken to the school clinic, and they aborted the child without the consent of the girl's parents. That was what the school did. So it was
without
after
the parents'
everything they've
consent?
done with her, they now came out and called on her parents and said,
Wow. So it was without the parents' consent.
yeah, because
Wow.
at that time, my mom was, I think in Hong Kong also, because the mom sells materials or laces, every kinds of women wear. So she travels
Yeah.
a lot to buy those things. And her dad is a politician.
Wow.
So they don't have that time to sit with their kids. They are
Right.
just everywhere. They are always busy. So the nanny is the one taking care of the child instead of the
Yep.
parents taking care of the child. So many cases here, so many cases.
Yeah, it's
So many cases
unbelievable.
of,
I
even
mean,
there was one that happened where the girl's stepdad was actually sleeping with the girl, and the mother knew about it, and she didn't say anything, not even to report to anybody. Yeah, she encouraged it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, yo, but he would
And
be
that
having
was
a
the one I
Colombian
told
next
Shaun
time,
about,
real quick.
where the
The delay is too much. She'll keep going and going. Yeah, she's told me a lot of stories. I'm trying to think in my head because this delay's killing me. But she's got great knowledge, though. She's got
Yeah,
great knowledge.
it's
If it wasn't for the
insane.
delay,
It
yes,
is insane to see, like, I mean, you obviously, this stuff goes on everywhere, but the fact that it's so open, like it's so prevalent there. Do you know what I mean? It's so
yeah,
like common, and that some of these kids are conditioned to believe that they cannot speak up. They're out of fear of, their family being murdered or themselves,
they cannot.
like it's insane. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like,
it
that's why
is.
it's huge for kids to have
Jules,
therapy.
Jules, when you hear some stories, you get pissed out, like you get pissed off.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you should take action, but there's nothing you can do. That's how I used to
Right.
feel when I see these things.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
hear so many, you hear these cases, and you're like, what is going on? What is
Yeah.
it? Why is these things happening? Why can't the
Yeah.
government do something? They won't do
Right.
anything, because even the senators of this country are marrying, they're getting married to children. Child
Yep.
bride is a problem over here.
Yep. It is big
Imagine
time.
a senator of like 65 getting married to a child of 12. What for?
Yep.
A child
Right.
of 12-year-old. That is
Right.
why the cervical cancer in Nigeria is high, very,
Right.
very high, because of early childbirth.
Yes.
So
Yep.
these guys won't support. They won't support you. You're just wasting your time. It's only God sometimes that allows justice to prevail. For real.
Yeah. Which is where the
Because
jungle justice comes in.
yeah, that's why the jungle justice happens all the time. Because the
Yep.
one I told Shaun about, where the stepfather was sleeping with the child and the mother was aware, both the mother was beaten to stupor while the man was killed.
Mm-hmm.
The community came out. They couldn't take it anymore, because according to what the news said, they said the community keeps complaining about this girl being raped every night, and she's always screaming. And they knew this was what was going on. So that day was like, enough is enough.
Yep.
Enough of this bullshit. This can't continue anymore. So they burned this guy up. He was killed. Before the police could come, everything was already scattered. Everywhere was burning.
Right.
The woman was beaten.
I mean, not
but
to be
now
that
I
person,
heard
but
the
well
child
deserved. I gotta say, I mean,
yeah, it's well deserved. Like, the child deserved justice. The system couldn't give her. Let the
exactly.
people give her. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Because even if that man was burnt or a mother was beaten to some, how is she? Is she okay? You know,
Right.
is this child okay? Is she thinking right?
Yeah.
Because this is what happened. You see someone acting like, let's say, like a bipolar disorder. The child is having bipolar disorder because of what happened to her.
Right.
So most of the time, I don't blame people the way they act when they act the way they act, because there was no one to speak to them when they were down.
Right.
You know, there was no one to console them. There was no one to advise them. There was no one to actually give them that hope. Because
Yep.
sometimes a very simple hug can heal so many wounds. You
Right.
know, man, that's why I am intentional when it comes to my kids.
Yeah.
I ask questions. Who are you playing with? Who are your friends in school?
Right.
Does your teacher touch you?
Yep.
When you go out to pee in the school restroom, does anyone go with you? Because
Right.
over here, all schools, they have this restroom attendants, like there are people there at the restroom to attend to kids when they want to take a pee or
Yes.
something. So I
Yep.
ask questions. Do they touch you?
Yep.
Who was there with you? You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
man, things are
Yep.
happening here that
Good for
it
you.
pisses me off a lot. Like I don't know what to do.
Right. I
Man,
mean, and all you can do is, protect your own, you know what I mean? Make sure that yours are safe and, that they know it's not okay for it to happen.
yeah.
I mean, it's
There
sad
was a
because it's
time,
like,
there was a time I
where
think that was like,
where do you start to get
yeah.
them therapy over there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's such a long process. It's so difficult, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
above all else, because there is the jungle justice, you know what I mean, currently,
Yeah.
for me, the way I view it
Mm-hmm.
is we need to get these kids therapy over there in Nigeria. Like, they need
Yes,
someone
exactly.
out of
Mm-hmm.
the family loop, that they can speak to
Yeah.
without fear of it going somewhere. That way, if that therapist happens to think it's something in a position that could potentially, harm them, like, being molested constantly, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case is, they can go to the proper channels and get them help, and get it situated before this kid is put in more harm's way or the family is put in harm's way. I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling that that there isn't that kind of help for these
Okay.
kids.
Tatiana is asking a question.
Can you ask her if she knows about the U.S. actors that set up the schools in Nigeria that assist with the child trafficking rings?
Well, I don't have a knowledge of that yet, but we heard something like that. We heard something, a story, but I don't actually have the full story about that. So I've not spoken to Shaun about that too, because I don't have
Right,
the full story yet. But there
right,
are rumors going on that something like that is happening. Now, child trafficking here is, people are not exposing it. It's been
right.
hidden.
Yep,
But the country I know that is involved with child trafficking and they still run that business up to now as I speak is the
right.
country close to my country, my neighboring country, Togo and the Republic of Benin.
Yep,
Now, these guys, they are extremely poor. It's a poor country. So they export their kids to Nigeria to come and work as maids, so they could get paid and then come back home any year they want to come back home. So that's the one I know of. And they bring in these kids from as early as 12 midnight. They ship them in with bags of clothes or bags of rice.
yep.
They just ship them in. You won't know there are kids in that van. So
Right.
things are happening here that the government are turning a blind eye. Not like they don't know, they know, but they turn a
Oh, yeah.
blind eye because
They're
some of
making
them are
money.
into that business.
Right. They're
Yes,
making money
some of
behind
them
it,
are
and
into
then
that
some of them
business.
are fully
Mm-hmm.
involved, sadly. I mean,
Yeah,
we say all the time we have to like start educating people more on the child trafficking piece of it,
true.
because it's like,
Yeah,
what goes beyond the pedophilia piece of it, you know what I'm saying? So, that might just
yeah,
be that one child that one time, but they may have been a a trial
So
piece
many.
for somebody bigger. You know what I mean? You don't know. Um, but the fact that they,
Yeah.
will do these stakeouts and watch these specific children and leave signs for, whoever is the snatcher, on the car for somebody to go and pick them up. And, there's two boys
Mm-hmm.
and a girl in this car, whatever. It is just
Yeah.
disgusting at how far and how deep it goes. It's like, I know the nightmares I get, I can't imagine a kid having to go through that and, living that daily.
I
Um,
myself, I I myself was almost, well, I was almost molested by my father's friend. That was
yeah.
way back like 2003. Yes, 2003. I
Wow.
was almost, yeah, you know, I my parents, they were separated for since when I was like a little child, but my dad was intentional with parenting.
Right.
So he never take off his eyes from us. He was always
Yep.
there because we are all around three girls, and that's what he had.
Yep.
So whenever he was a police officer, so when he goes on special duties, maybe going on a rampage on prostitute on the street, because the government will call them and say, "Oh, go to the street, make sure the street is clear off of prostitutes." So when he goes out like that to do those raids, we are home alone. So
Right.
on this day, this my dad's friend also is a police officer. So he came to pass a night in our place with his wife. He had a wife.
Right.
So I was sleeping. How old was I then? I think I was like I think I was 15 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was around 15. My younger sister wasn't home. She went to church service with some of our community women then. So I was just the one in the house. So this
Mm-hmm.
guy came into my room. I was feeling, because I was sleeping. And then his
Right.
hand was coming to my leg, you know. And I thank God that day that there was scissors by my side.
Yeah.
That was what I stabbed him with. Do you
Good
know,
for you. Good for you.
till today, that injury is still on his hand,
Yep.
because the veins there, he cannot use that hand to write.
Good.
So it's a memory for
That's good.
him. I just wish every child could be that strong to be able to defend
Yes.
themselves when
Exactly.
those things happens.
Yep. I
Apart
agree.
from the child defending herself,
Yeah.
having a parent that will believe you that somebody
Hmm.
tried that shit with you.
Right. That's
Because
why I
another
always say,
problem
like,
is
it doesn't
the
matter
child,
how often a child tells stories. When they tell you something like that, your first response should be, I believe you, unless you
yeah.
are proven
Mhm.
otherwise. Like, yes, we know kids can make up stories, but they don't make up stories about that. Where do they get it from? Do you know what I'm saying? It had
From,
to come from
yeah.
somewhere. So your first instinct as a parent should always be to believe you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not make them feel as though they're being questioned, or as if they
Yeah.
have to
True.
second guess themselves, because then the kid is automatically going to shut down. Like, why are they going to continue to tell you the same thing if you didn't believe it the first time? It's sad. It's sad
Yeah.
that people still have that mindset that they're like, oh, well, my kid's a storyteller, so the fuck what? All kids are storytellers.
They,
They
we know the kind of story that a child can say, but when it comes to sex stories,
Mhm.
it shouldn't be
Exactly.
looked over.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be
Yep.
something that people should take seriously as a parent. So by
Yeah.
the someone's asking a question and saying, what happened to the man? Well, actually, my dad took the case up, and today he's no more in service, and he's old now, so no retirement plan. He never had a retirement plan, so there'll be no pension for him. And his hands till today, he can't use that hand to do anything because the vein there actually numbed the hand. I stabbed
I
him
hope it's
real
the
good,
hand
not like
you used
I
to.
was just, because already my dad taught us self-defense when it comes to stuff like that, because
Right.
he's
Good.
always in the front line with teen cases. So he was
Yep.
always coming back home to give us the stories. And it quickly taught us about sex education. I think my dad
Yep.
talked about sex education with us when we were like, I think when I was in my first year in college. I
Hmm.
mean, in high school. That was when my dad introduced that to us and was telling us, if this and this happens, this is what's gonna happen. He was telling us everything. He never hid anything from us because we were all girls. He
Right.
had just the 3 girls he had, so he needed to protect us, whether it's there or not. He needed
Yep.
to show us the right path to take. So I stabbed him real good, and I was happy because the scissors was close to me that night.
Yep.
Till today, his wife knew what happened. She doesn't talk to me. She doesn't greet me. I don't even have time to even associate with them.
I wouldn't either.
His wife was like, she's
I
in
mean, it's
support
like,
of what happened. So she never
I
talks. She
mean,
never talks to me.
he would have been a freaking, I'd be a widow if that was me, I would be a widow, to put it lightly,
Yeah.
It's just insane that, people stand by their husbands while they do that, like, come on now.
Now,
so
what kind of standby is that? Standing by someone that is destroying other people's life?
Yep.
Man, that's not a good thing to stand with. That's just it. It's not a good thing to stand with. How can you stand with someone that is destroying another person's soul?
Right.
And then you're claiming to be a good wife. What kind of a wife is that?
Yep, exactly.
Very true.
Sorry, Rob texted me and said I got put in timeout. Trying to send prayers to Penny. He asked if he did something wrong. I'm like, no. I said it must have been an accident. I can't even see it. So
I saw he was timed. I didn't see my bad, but I looked at all the messages. They were good. But once you timed this, we can't do anything anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's what
you're
I
good,
told him.
Rob.
No, I said it must have been an accident. So I said, you're fine. You'll come back.
Let me put up my comment though that I wrote. Where the hell is it? Did I go past it already?
Which comment?
This one. It's the Irene show, but man, she has great knowledge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Oh,
I'm like, it's great because it's like people don't know anything about, what goes on anywhere besides here. And at that, we don't know everything that goes on here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
And so, like, even yesterday, talking to a few people about Irene coming on today, I was like so pumped, and I'm like, I can't wait. And everybody's saying the same thing. They're like, I've been dying to know what goes on over there. Like, it's like you get firsthand real knowledge from somebody who has been there, lived it, experienced it. So it's better than what we're getting on TV, through the news and whatever. So. You're back, Rob.
I've wanted Irene to come on here for months. For months, I've wanted her to come on here. But the whole thing is she needed to move for her own safety.
Yeah.
She did that, and now she's on here. Okay. Which is great. So
now we'll be hounding you to come back on all the time, Irene.
I will because I get cases every day about kids, about women, apart from kids issues, women also we have issues, too many abuse. For me, I feel like everyone, even if you're a male, you can be abused anyhow. People are being abused every day.
Yep.
Yeah. People are being abused every day. There was a case of a man that was abused by his wife, and finally she killed him, because he was a very nice guy. So she could rule him, and then something happened, and then she stabbed him, and he died. So that's domestic violence for me.
Yep. Exactly.
She's in prison right now, though. She's in prison. Domestic violence here is a serious case here. So they take the domestic violence seriously than taking the case of child molestation seriously. That's how it is here. So
I'm like a little dumbfounded. Like, why would not, the child molestation be taken, just as
seriously?
serious,
I don't know.
More serious, I mean, to me, it's more serious.
There's a reason. There's a reason why. There's a reason. Now, if like there was a case, let me just go straight to the case, okay? A pastor has his church, then his assistant pastor molested his son, 11-year-old boy. Okay,
Right.
so because at that period of when the thing happened, the pastor that owns this church cover up the whole story because they were scared of stigma.
Right.
So stigmatization is another problem over here. When there's stigmatization, the story can never be heard.
Wow.
The story can never be heard because they are scared of being stigmatized. People are gonna
Yeah.
say, "Oh, look at your son; he was molested by your assistant pastor." You know.
Yeah.
So that's
Yep.
why when this thing happens, that child will not get justice at that time.
Right.
Maybe when the child grows up, the child will come and try to get justice. But at
Yep.
that time, everything is already done. There is
Right.
no way a doctor could test that time to give you a good result, you know,
Yep.
because it's been passed.
Right.
So that's what really happens here. Stigmatization is another problem. That's why
Yeah. Oh
children
yeah.
don't get justice the way they're supposed
It's like that here too, you know, it's hard. I mean, we've had mostly men come up here and speak, to be honest. We promote it all the time, especially here, that it can happen to boys just as much as girls, and even men
to.
can
Yeah.
be raped, assaulted, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they just need to know
Yeah.
it's okay to speak up on it. Like, you could be saving another little boy's life by speaking up. You know, you could
True.
give him
True.
the courage to say, okay, well, I realize, you know, I didn't say anything and I hope it's not the same for you. You know, it's huge. I mean, it takes that one person to speak up. So I've been so
Mm-hmm.
grateful having as many guys up here telling their stories as much as we have had, because it's just so important. There is such a huge stigma behind. I mean, it's everywhere. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, because they get that mentality growing up of the boys don't cry and, you know, you're a boy, deal with it. Or, you know,
Yeah.
it's, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you have
That's
feelings
what
the
is
same
killing
as a
most men.
female
That's
has
what is
feelings.
killing most men.
Yeah. You know,
That's
it's
what is
sad.
killing most men. That's why when they are being abused, they don't speak up. They keep quiet. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they keep quiet, and the women continue to abuse them until the day they
Right.
kill them finally.
Yep.
Because they don't want to be stigmatized. Like, why should you cry? Why should you complain? How can you say your wife was raping you? But these
Yeah.
things are happening.
Yep.
You know, it's happening. People should just stop and listen. I
Right.
pray the world one day will stop and listen. Not everything is a joke.
Right. Exactly. It's not taking
True.
it
Not
serious, you
everything
know?
should be put in how will I put it? It should be given to this particular gender and say this gender is too strong to cry. This
Yep.
gender is always weak to suffer. You know,
Right. Yes.
I just wish
Absolutely.
the world could stop and listen one day. When people complain, they take it up. You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. It's like,
everybody
I mean, what's
sometimes
wrong with
everybody's crazy
looking
at the same
into it?
time.
There's
So
nothing wrong with looking into it and,
I
you know,
just
doing an
believe this
investigation to
community.
figure it out. You know, for them to do an investigation, rule it out is a hell of a lot better than just saying, no, it's impossible. You know, like, you're the stronger sex and you can do this better. No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, some
Yeah.
guys are more in tune with their emotions and should feel safe saying this is what's going on, you know, and I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
just, people should not be putting men down for having to speak up,
Yeah.
as they
So
should.
I, I want to ask, is there a way this community can actually be like, how will I put this? Like, actually be able to reach out to kids and give them some orientation? Is
Yeah.
there a way?
Yeah, I think
Because
we could
I was thinking
probably work
about
on that.
that.
I was just going to ask you that,
Because,
like, if there's a way, like, we could speak with kids and, you know, help out any way possible. I think it would be amazing. I
yeah.
know I would be absolutely willing to do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Irene
it's
mentioned
like,
this to me a couple of weeks ago. I remember she was saying something. And I said, well, we would definitely be down with doing it. It's just a matter of
Mm-hmm.
how we can pull it off.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I think even if we did some sort of, you know, like a meeting type thing, discussion
Mm-hmm.
here on the channel, um, and chatted with people, you know, and maybe like set it for like a week or two and just set the stream for ahead of time and let people know, like pass the stream around, let everybody in the community know to get involved, you know, because if we can help these kids to speak up and to know it's not okay, or to actually feel some type of strength or hope, anything we can do would be great. I think it would, you know, kind of further, you know, our agenda of stopping this entirely, but at least, you know, making the situation a little bit more hopeful and brighter for these kids, you know. But I would love that for sure.
Like I do that stuff. Like there was a time I was handling about 53 kids at a time in my church. So it was every Saturday, because that's I take my kids there. I'm a child handler also. So I take my kids there, and then I run, like, it's a Christian thing, but at the same time I bring in what is going on outside the world for them to also know and be aware of themselves wherever they are. So during this period when I was still running that stuff, a child walked up to me and said she needed to tell me something. And thank God a mom was around, but not close to us at the time this child was talking to me. So she said a mom runs a restaurant, and then she asked this customer that was owing her money. So she always sends this child, the girl is 12. She always sends her to go to the customer's house and get her money for her. And whenever she goes to that place, the man will always want to try to harass her. She always runs away. When she told me, I was like goosebumps ran through me. I asked her again, how old are you again? She says 12. I said, did you ever at any point in time told your mom what was going on? And she said no. I asked her, I said, are you sure you never told her anything? She said no, because her mom was gonna beat her. She wouldn't believe. So I used the opportunity at that time. I went to meet the woman. I told her, I said, has your child ever reported a sexual case for you, a molested case to you before? She said, what is that? What is molestation? I was like, are you serious? Like, you were not literate to that level that you don't know what molestation is? Child molestation. She said, no, she has no idea. I had to start to explain and educate her on that.
Wow.
So the woman started weeping. She said she never knew a child was almost abused. She never knew. I said, this particular customer of yours, you need to stop the business you do with this person, because this one is coming to destroy your house, destroy your own. But God has blessed your child to be this smart, to be able to run whenever it wants to occur, you know? So that was how I was able to take the child. And then I used to give them orientation of know yourself, know the part of your body that is not supposed to be touched. When this person wants to touch you, you run away, scream, and report. Do not keep quiet. Tell people.
I feel like kids knowing, like parents giving the correct terms for those areas are a huge thing as well. You know, when you give them nicknames like your candy or your, you know, whatever, they look at it in a different way. You know what I mean? It's not viewed as, you know, at like, this is my personal space. You know what I mean? Like, you don't come near it kind of thing, you know? And I have been saying that too. That's big for me, for kids to have the correct terminology, for their body parts, you know?
Like my kids, they know everything. They know what it means to actually do this and do that. I've told them their limits to girls and the limits girls to have to them. So, you know, sometimes kids do abuse themselves without knowing they're abusing themselves, you know? They do abuse themselves without knowing. There are some kind of play they would play with other girls, they would know is abuse. So I let them know. I take out my time to tell them this is what it is. When you do this, you're abusing yourself. Like the case of the 10-year-old girl in the story, the one I told you guys, I think she was abusing herself without even knowing she was abusing herself. Because there was no one to tell her she was abusing herself. So like when a mom was talking about she was being raped and this and that, I feel if anyone wants to talk about rape, it should be the boy, because she was the cowgirl, not the boy. The boy was
Yeah.
just there in the
Yeah.
clip. So if
Yeah.
anybody wants to press petition, it should be the boy, not the girl. So
Right.
I think as parents should also let these children know the real thing and not beat around the bush.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
when we beat around the bush, that's when problems happen.
Right. Because then they're questioning things. They want to know. They're curious. They don't understand fully. You know what I mean? And it gives
Mhm.
that open space for them to be taken advantage of. You know, I think the way
Yeah.
that your father had raised you guys was completely appropriate and necessary, you know, and look at it,
Man,
saved your life.
the
You know
man
what I
was
mean?
intentional. He was always asking questions. Did
Yeah.
anybody touch you yet? Were
Yep.
you touched
Yeah.
by your teacher?
Yep. It's, you know,
He
and you
wasn't
need
joking.
to, you know, like that's what I do. I always ask my boys, I'm like, nobody goes with you in the bathroom at school, right? Like you get to go in by yourself, you know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
you don't know, the kid could be in school with that same teacher for the entire year and nothing
Yeah.
could happen until like the last day. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know these people that we're entrusting our children with, and if we don't ask questions,
True.
who's going to? You know, um,
Yeah.
do they even feel appropriate enough or, you know, open enough with you to be able to say so, you know, say if something's going on, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that we say all the time is keeping the lines of communication open with your kids is major, you know? Um,
Exactly. Like being friends with your child,
right.
asking them questions, what they feel. Like when I want to post content, sometimes I sit my kids down. I tell them, guys, I lack content. I need content. What do you guys suggest?
Yep.
And they would be like, okay, mommy, you can post this. You can do this. Let's
Right.
see, mommy, just film this. Let's see how it goes. Like
Right.
when I started my YouTube, my first son was the one that was always holding the cameras for me, because then I was using iPhone 6. So he
Mhm.
was always the one filming for me while I do the talking. So if
Right.
I keep my head somehow, it's gonna be like, God.
Yep. That's awesome.
So it's gonna be like, God, you didn't do that well. That was wrong. You have to start again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm able to actually be in their lives, fully involved, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel all parents should do that. Family time is very, very important. Like the bonding should always be there.
Right.
Always. Let nobody
Absolutely.
else bond with your child except you.
Yep.
Because if you allow someone else to bond with your child, you've lost it totally. Like you've
Exactly.
lost everything.
Exactly. Yep. I
So
mean, and that's partly why, like I've always said, I'm so grateful that I have always been open with my girls, you know.
yeah,
And I do the same with the boys. It's like, you know, it's a little harder with boys, but it's like, you know, I do what I can with them. But they know, you know, they have not been hesitant to say, you know, anything if need be.
yeah.
So, but it's important, very important, you know. Shaun, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we did.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna ask what you did for work over there. Like, what did you do specifically? You know, that you get these cases and you know, try to help these kids to begin with. You know, it's amazing. You know,
Mm, yeah.
but yeah, I would
So
definitely love to
I
help for sure. So
mm, well, I most of the time I when kids gather, like in my community, almost all the kids know me.
yep,
Almost all of them. There's this particular child, Sean, even Sean knows this child. His name is Brian. He's
yep,
always on my case.
yep,
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Brian.
He's always
Mhm.
like, sometimes I'm filming, he's staying in front of their house and screaming my name out loud.
Yes.
that's
So
awesome.
Everyone loves
like
Irene. How can you not love her? You know? How
Yes,
can you not
so
love
exactly.
her? Mm.
Yep.
his grandmom says a child like that one actually knows someone, an adult with good spirit.
Yes.
That's why the child is close to me, you know. So
Yep.
he's always screaming, and I don't even know how these things happens. How I got to know almost about like say 30 kids in that community. I know all their names. They come
Yep.
to my house, they knock on my gate, they want to see me, they want to talk to me. I'm talking
Wow.
of like kids of like from 2, 3 to 15.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
It's good though, because they know that they have someone they can trust. You know what I mean? So above
Mm-hmm.
all else, they
But
have that
I
one
lost
adult
one.
they can go to,
I
and
lost one
that's major.
actually.
Yeah.
I lost that. I lost one, but not to death, but
Yep.
to peer group
Mm.
because I left the community for like 7 years. I came
Yep.
back and the boy was already gone.
Oh man.
He
Yeah.
was gone character wise. I didn't know what
Yeah.
to do. I came back, he was already in jail because right
Yeah.
now he's 21 now. So he
Wow.
was arrested 2019. He
Yep.
was just being released because he came to me last month. I didn't know him anymore. He
Right.
tattooed all his face,
Yep.
everything. Because
Wow.
back then I was running my business very seriously. I was running my business because I was into hair
Hmm.
salon, nails, contact lenses, lashes. So I was
Yep.
always traveling to my customers at Equatorial Guinea and Sao Tome and Principe. So I always take those goods down there while my salon was running. So back then I used to invite the boy, I speak to him when he's going wayward, like he wants to join groups, friends, and this and that. I
Yeah.
speak to him, I talk to him. So when I was leaving Lagos at that time, I told his mom that I was leaving. She should make sure she puts eye on him. She shouldn't allow him to be free because freedom is expensive. And the
Right.
mom was like, what do I mean? I said, freedom is expensive, but we don't know freedom is expensive.
Yep.
And she's like, please let me know what you mean. I was like, see,
Right.
freedom is free, no doubt. But
Yeah.
what freedom entails is very, very strong. So do not allow him
Yeah.
to go off to any friends or choose any friend. Make sure you involve your life with your child. Don't allow him. So the mom was like, if you leave this boy is gonna go spoiled. And you are
Yeah.
the only one that knows how to hold him down.
Yep.
Wow. Power switch. Let me change this light.
Okay, honey.
Okay. So she was like, if if I go away, the boy is gonna get spoiled. There'll be no one to actually assist her, this, that. Actually, what she said was what happened.
Yep.
you know, because the mom was used to cursing this child. She doesn't know how to actually be calm and talk to him. She's always cursing him. She's always cursing. And as a mom, we don't know the power we have in our tongue.
Right.
Our tongue can be a blessing to our kids, and it can also be a curse. So
Yep.
she was always cursing this child. And I said, this is not the right thing to do. Do not curse this boy. He's only a
Right.
child. All he needs is directions from us
Yep.
as his parents. But right now, I came back. He joined cults. He was into cultism. He was into drug abuse. He was into drinking. He was into everything at the same
Right.
time.
Wow.
So he was arrested because they went to fight and they stabbed other cult groups, and that was why he was arrested.
Wow.
He stayed in prison for like, according to him, he said he was arrested 2019 and they just brought him out this year. That's like
Yep.
3 years.
Yep. That's
So,
crazy.
and there's nothing I can do anymore at this point than to keep talking to him, keep talking
Yeah.
to him. But right now, I've left the community. So the only thing
Yep.
I can do is through phone calls right now. So,
Right. Yep.
Yep.
I absolutely can understand that, but and that's the thing, you did what you could, you know what I mean? And we
mhm.
have to do things for ourselves as well, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so, it's just a matter of hoping that like what we have said or what we've done has impacted,
Mm-hmm.
so many people enough for it to carry over while we handle what we need to handle too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
true. Mm.
And for it to be one, you know what I mean? out of the, you know, what did you had 53 cases at one point? I mean, come on, you know, it sucks, but
No,
one out of that is,
the,
that's not bad.
the only thing I can do is always give the orientation. And then
Yep.
once the orientation is done, I ask questions. Do you
Yep.
have issues? Talk to me. I am open. Let me know what
Yep.
you're passing through. Who is touching you? Do not be
Yep.
don't be scared. Come out, speak, talk to me, report cases, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
well, and right now I know all of them are missing me because they don't see me anymore like before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. They
So
definitely
I'm
are.
sure they
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
Yep.
I would believe that.
So
I believe
Hmm.
that.
that's the thing. But
Well,
I've told them I was gonna
I
visit them,
appreciate
but
you
not
for
this time.
all you do for them. I really do. I think it's huge what you do for these kids over there, you know.
Hmm.
They need somebody, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
someone
who
to
better
talk
than
to.
you, you know.
Yeah.
But soon she's gonna move on to greener pasture. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
all
mean,
I'm gonna say.
she'll be able to still help kids and do whatever, you know, wherever she
Yeah.
goes, you
Absolutely.
know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
Because
I told her.
I've realized that
yes.
kids they need people to talk to. They need people to
Yep.
report their cases to.
Mhm.
You know, people to console them and give them that hug and let them know they are not worthless. Because
Right,
some of
exactly.
them believe they are worthless. That's why they are going through what they're going through.
Right.
Even as an adult, I myself, there was a time I was being abused without
Mhm.
knowing, you
Yep.
know, I,
Yep.
I, I felt I was worthless,
Right.
you know. I became
Yep.
friends with who I was not supposed to be friends with because
Mhm.
I myself, I don't have friends like that. Like
Right.
I don't have friends like, you know, how someone could say you have a best friend in a woman, you know,
Yep.
I don't have. I am like an intruder because that was how we were raised.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is it called? Not intruder, sorry, introvert. You
And
know,
yes.
because that
Yep.
was how we were raised. My dad
Yep.
didn't give us the space to mingle with too many people. He was
Right.
always keeping us in a
Yep.
place in a small space because that was what he believed. He believed if we should go out there, people are gonna destroy our lives because we are women. So he didn't
Right.
allow our circle to be big. So that was how we were raised. That was
Yep.
why I wasn't able to have friends. Even while going to school, I didn't have serious friends. So
Yes.
I was
Yep.
always believing I was worthless. That's why I'm
Mhm.
being abused the way I'm abused.
Yep.
So I became friends with someone I wasn't supposed to, you know.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
there's sometimes that was what I said yesterday. The only prayer we need is to be involved with a good spouse, a
Mhm.
spouse that believes in us, that see us only us, not see someone
Right.
else outside. Yeah. So the one I was with,
I was pointing at Shaun. I was like, "Yep, good spouse."
yeah,
Oh,
he is like my ride or
Yes,
die,
I
like
know.
seriously, my backbone, you know.
Yep.
It is because it makes me feel safe. It makes me
Yeah.
feel that I am important, you
And
know.
you are
That's how
very
it makes me
important to
feel.
him. I don't know how many times we've had so many conversations, and you know, he's just always worried for you. Always, you know, everything is
Yeah,
Irene. I just love her, and she's great, and you know, it's like it's
yeah.
good. You know, I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
you deserve it. You
You know,
when the full story comes out, you guys will understand a lot more.
yeah,
But we've been through a lot.
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Irene has a saying. We are two what? What is the rest, Irene? We are two what?
We're two broken people that met on a broken road
Okay.
that
Yeah.
we have already amended and cemented and flawed and tapped. You know,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
Yep.
how we are. Two broken people that met themselves on a broken road, which
Yep.
Mm.
we right now have cemented, flawed, and
Mhm.
tapped. That's
Right.
how it is right now.
And now you guys
Yeah.
get to, you know, walk a mended path together. You know what I mean? So it's much
Mm-hmm.
better. You know, I
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
outcome better. So
Yeah.
I've been telling Shaun for months. I'm like, I just can't wait. You know, and I'm always asking, like, so what's going on with Irene?
Mhm. Yeah.
There was
She's
a
here
time we
now.
even thought
Yep.
we lost it. Like there was a time we were scared that we lost each
Yeah.
other, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because of too
Couple.
much intruders. Yeah.
Yeah.
because of so much
Exactly.
intruders. We were scared, like, oh my goodness. But we
Yep.
thank God today that we have a good story to tell right now. It's a good
Yes.
story. We are
Yeah.
grateful to God for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely a good story for sure. I've been
Mhm.
riding along with you guys and rooting for you for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I
It's
just
been a
adore
long
you
road.
to pieces. It
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
been. It has been. You know, I mean, you and I have been close through 90% of this, and it's like, I know what a long road it's been for you guys, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so it's like, I'm just like floored, you know, that you guys are finally at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
know what it took to get to this point. So I'm just like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Irene endured 99% of the stuff
yeah,
that
she
was
did.
going on.
She
I
did.
had to be
Um,
there to keep lifting her up and keeping
Right.
us going, and that's
yeah.
what I did. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
it's
you
just
did.
it's crazy, but
You did for sure.
it was well worth it. It was
I was
absolutely
gonna
Yeah,
well
it
say,
worth it.
was.
well, yep. I was just gonna say, look at it now, though. It's so worth it, you know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We
Exactly,
thank God for
Vlad.
today, though.
Mhm.
Exactly, Vlad.
Thank
I
you,
mean, it's
Vlad.
like it's great because it's like you guys know that you can continue to build together and be strong together. So now you're just a
Yeah.
stronger, you know, stronger. Hey, PP Mass. Um, now that you guys are a stronger bond together and can
Mm-hmm.
create a path without so many cracks, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
hell of a lot easier. You
And
know.
then we have the same belief, when it comes to kids. Shaun is not joking
Yep.
because I see how he reacts with my kids. Like when I tell him I'm gonna spank this boy right now, he's gonna say, no, no,
Yep.
no, no, no. Don't
All the
spank me,
time.
spank me.
Right.
I tell her spank me and I
Yep.
do. I do. She's right. She's right.
So I see how
Yep.
emotional it gets when he hears me say those things. So I know this is someone that loves kids just like as I do love
Yeah.
kids, you
Yep.
know, because he talks to me a lot about kid stuff. So we're
Yep.
on same path on that, same belief on that. So I pray
Right.
in future we will get like we'll be able to have a segment where we can actually give kids orientation together, talk to
Yeah.
kids, let them be open enough to actually save themselves and save their
Right.
souls from stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm absolutely down to help. Whatever I can do. And I know Jay will, PP Mass. He's always willing to help kids.
Thank you
So
very much.
whatever we can do, to help, please don't hesitate. Shaun can give you my number.
Yeah.
So if, you need help talking to a kid, whatever, by all means, don't hesitate to call me or text me,
Yes,
you know.
Bryden. That's true. We have
Yeah.
strong faith, Bryden. That's
Mhm.
one thing. We have strong faith.
It
Mhm.
That's
is.
why I have this slogan that says, let's see how it goes, because Shaun doesn't like when I say let's see how it goes, but but, but I
Yeah.
just say it because I know God can create a change in the
Yeah.
next few minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because this life is just like football,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's just like football. The players
Yeah.
are playing, but nobody knows. We, the spectators, we don't know who's gonna win, but we
Right.
know we are
Exactly.
rooting for someone.
Yeah.
So
Very
at
true.
the dying minutes, the people that are losing could win. And that's like the
Mhm.
story of I and Shaun. At the dying minutes, we won.
Yep.
God took his glory and we won. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
it.
Amen to
And that's
that.
all you can do is like, continue rooting for the those that you want to get through stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's like, thank you, Smashley. I appreciate that. I'm sure we'll need a lot of help. you know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, helping survivors get through stuff is a major thing for me. So,
Yeah.
I tell my kids, I'm like, this is literally my one day. Like, I don't have friends. I don't talk to people. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. Being a mom is what I do. That is what I do.
Same
I'm
here.
a
Same
mom
here.
first.
Same
So,
here.
so it's like, you know what I mean? If I can have this 2 hours once a week, and help somebody like, when I was told that I actually had helped two kids in school, Shaun and I did, our stream did, helped two kids in school to get out of their abusive situations, and have finally been put in safer situations. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge. I'm like, two doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a
One
lot.
is a
A
lot
lot.
to me,
Mm-hmm.
so I was floored, I'm like, "Well, I cannot believe." I didn't even know what to say, and they're like, "Can we keep playing your streams for my classes?" And I said, "Absolutely. I mean, by all means,
Mm-hmm.
I swear like a sailor, but so as long as it's an appropriate age, I mean, I'm with it." And um but it just was huge, it's shocked me, I think, a little bit, because I'm like, didn't think it was reaching out like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people say to both Shaun and I that it's more of a calm setting. Not a lot of people like to
Yeah.
go into counseling. They don't want to go and sit in a formal setting where it's a one-on-one thing and you're feeling like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost harder to open up, and you don't want to be in a
It's
group
hard.
setting because it's like,
It's
you don't know what
hard.
they've been through. Like, why do I want to tell my story? Because I mean, trust me, I'm damaged goods. You know what I mean? I've been
Mm-hmm.
focused on mending myself and have done such a major part of that in the last 9 years of my recovery. So to just know that, like, we have this as an option, to come in and be online, and people can sit on chat and say stuff, and they don't have to come up here, but they're still able to
Yeah.
open up. It's major for a lot of people, it
Yeah.
makes it
Yeah.
easier for people to open up. So I just like loved it. And because Shaun and I had gotten asked so much, in the first like 2 weeks, like, "Are you guys gonna do this every week?" And it's like, I
Yeah.
mean, we can. It was
Hmm.
originally like, kind of like a float around thing, like we weren't sure
Yeah.
what direction we were going. But because of my being a survivor and being in recovery, it's like it was huge for me. I
Yeah.
probably took my addiction to the extreme, solely because of all the sexual assault and stuff that I've been through. So um, I feel like it goes hand in hand for a lot of people, So I figured, why not
Yeah.
tie the two together, you know? And it's worked out really well so far, and has, helped a lot of people, gratefully. So um, I've always said too, like, that's a big thing for me, to be able to help kids to not go through or feel what I have had to, and what many of
Mm-hmm.
us have had to, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so
Hmm.
hard for a kid to have the confidence and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just the being okay with themselves, knowing that, knowing their worth in any dimension
Mm-hmm.
is
True.
huge,
Yeah.
but most of them don't know their worth enough to speak up and say that
True.
it's even
That's
happened to
true.
them one time.
Yeah.
They're almost
Hmm.
embarrassed by it. And, it's like, who wants to go to a sleepover at 11 years old and you're like, "Hey, like, I was molested,"
Yeah.
I mean, you feel weird. You seclude yourself, and, so much comes from that. So I would definitely love to help kids. That's always been a thing for me.
Same
Sorry,
here.
Irene. I didn't mean to
Same here.
block your whole face, but this is a big comment. Yeah. And I
That's
want to
true.
remind you to go to the store before it gets dark, Irene. Go to the store before it
Mm.
gets dark if you're going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 7:20 p.m.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, I keep
Okay.
forgetting about the time difference there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 10 minutes more
Okay.
to sit on the stream.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making
I'm like,
sure.
as long as you ain't going in the dark, I'm like, go to the store.
No, I'm staying in an estate, so everything is in the estate. So I don't need
Mm.
to actually,
Okay.
I'm just going to walk down there.
Okay. I
So it's
gotcha.
safe. It's
Oh.
extremely safe here. It's
Mm.
safe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Thank
living in
God.
luxury over there. Look at that. Wow. Mm.
Get it?
I mean, even over there, they have nice places.
Yep.
Even though it's a
Yeah.
third world country, they do have nice places.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
I was gonna say I've actually I've looked at a lot of the stuff just because in the last couple of months of Shaun talking about you and stuff. I've looked up some stuff and was shocked at I mean, I
hmm
honestly thought it was just huts. You know what I mean? Like mentally,
mm,
that's what you think. It's like just like a village with huts kind of thing, But
Yeah.
I'm looking around and I'm like, holy shit! Like I want to go
You know,
there.
it's not you guys' fault. It's the historians. The
Right.
historians brought in those stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same
hmm
thing here. We
Right.
actually were told that white people don't eat rice. They don't eat something solid. They just eat leaves, leaves, and leaves. That was
Right.
our major 99% belief
Yeah.
Wow.
until we
Yep.
started getting exposed to some
Yep.
certain things, and we are like, we eat the same. We eat the
Yeah.
Right.
same thing that they
Yep.
eat. Yeah,
Yes,
Yep.
you
exactly.
know. So
Yep.
that in the story, that's what just to sell the story. So they will
Yeah.
Yeah.
bring in those stories, and people will
Well,
buy.
that's what I was saying before. Is like,
So
it's things are portrayed a certain way in the media. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the news or
mhm,
documentaries and whatever. So you only see what they want you to see. You know what I mean? So
just
unless you're
exactly.
willing to, like I tell people all the time, and it doesn't matter if it's about drama, it doesn't matter if it's pertaining to your own life, if it's, whatever the case is, looking at another country, you're never gonna know the truth unless you go out and research it for
And
yourself.
explore.
Get up off your
Yeah.
ass and look
hmm
for yourself,
Yeah.
because you
Mm-hmm.
won't know.
Yeah.
She's in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, Damon.
When National
Okay.
Geographic usually shows you, like they show you the tribes. They do have tribes
Yeah,
in Nigeria, but they're
right.
different.
Yeah,
National
we have about
Geographic,
760 tribes.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
760, yeah.
So
I
they
didn't
show
Different
know that.
you,
tribes and
yeah,
tongues,
Yeah.
yeah, and tongue,
different
yeah.
tribes, different languages. But our number one language over here is English. Like there is no one you meet on the street that
Really?
you won't be able to communicate with. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Even
mhm.
Wow.
in the big town villages, yeah. You
That's
are
crazy.
able
I
to
didn't.
communicate with everyone.
Yeah. I
With
never knew
everyone you
that.
can communicate, with
Yep.
illiterates, with literates, everyone. You won't
Yeah.
get lost except you don't ask questions, you
Mhm.
know.
Right.
And over here, visitors are more protected than the citizens here. That's
Really.
what we observe. Yeah,
Yeah.
they protect visitors than you that is from here. They could even lash you and let the visitor to be protected. That's how
Wow.
it is here.
Yeah.
That's true. That's how it is here. So
Yeah. That's so crazy.
you can only get the truth about Nigeria from a Nigerian living and experiencing the country. That's
True
how
Right.
that.
this thing
Yep.
is. So
Mhm.
with the stories
Absolutely.
going on social media, some of them are true, some are not true. You
Right.
know, yes, Nigeria has the highest corrupt politicians. That's
Yep.
a fact. Like
Right.
you can't beat that. We have the
Yep.
highest corruption in Africa. I will put it that way because these guys are goddamn corrupt. Like
Yeah.
they eat corruption, they breed corruption, they feed on corruption.
Yep.
They don't care. We have all the resources in the world. Like we could be better than Dubai.
Yep.
But Dubai is what I used to tell people is Nigeria has the largest liquidified gas in the world. They
Yep.
have crude oil. They are one of the largest crude oil producers in the world. But what
Right.
is happening to all these monies? What is going on?
Yeah. I was just
They
gonna
are
say,
being
what are they doing?
embezzled. They
Yep.
are being embezzled by politicians. And when they
Right.
ask them where the monies are, they're telling you termites. I
Oh,
told Sean,
is that really what
I
they
told
said?
Sean,
That's
I told
insane.
Sean about one story that happened last month. A
Yep.
politician was being asked where the money in his possession was about $1.1 billion, and he
Yep.
said the money has been eaten by termites. That was what he said. Yeah, on national
And
TV.
they just believed it.
Uh, Not like they just believe because they are all corrupt. No one is going to prosecute him. No
Right. Well,
one.
yeah. So it's kind of like they're all, you know, I mean, that's
They are all
money
in this.
changing
Yeah,
hands to
but
keep everybody, you know, on the same wavelength is what that is. You know,
yeah,
it is
right
bullshit,
now,
Sean. Sean, that
right
is
now,
bullshit. The BLM, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
Irene will be
complete
the first to
bullshit.
tell you that's
Yeah, I
bullshit. And
say
I
too.
couldn't believe
I
that,
think
you
it's
know?
bullshit.
Yep.
Absolute bullshit.
It is.
like they are all tired right now because they
Hmm.
have destroyed the country enough. They are all tired. And next year is our election year. This
Yep.
is pre-election year. So
Yep.
everyone is rooting for a younger president, which is his
Mhm.
name is Obi, Peter Obi. That's his name. While
Yep.
the old man seated there, he has this big boy in politics that also has already done some shit with him. So he himself doesn't want the boy to come, is the guy to come in because he
Really.
knows they are all mess, like they're all messed
Right.
up.
Yep.
So right now he's campaigning for this new one, like this younger person to come in because this younger person is a very good ambassador of the country. He
Yep.
represents Nigeria well,
Yep.
wherever he goes, is giving you the right things to see and know about Nigerians.
Right.
So everyone is waiting for this one to come in. I pray he comes in because
Yeah.
ballot paper stealing in this country during election is top notch.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and
Because-
things can, you know, they can eventually be turned in the right direction finally, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
that's our prayer. That's our prayer right now. But
You know?
we never can tell. All we have
Right.
to do here, citizens, is keep
Yep.
doing the right thing, keep doing the legit job you have.
Yep.
Show people the right things. Do not be illegal in anything you're doing. Just be
Right.
straightforward.
Yep.
That's what anybody can do right now as a Nigerian because you can't just sit back and relax and wait for the corrupt country president to come and do anything for you. Over
Yes.
here, we dig our boreholes ourselves.
Yep.
We pay for our powers. We generate power ourselves too. There is no
Really?
household. Yeah, there is no
Oh,
household in Nigeria that doesn't own a generator. You
wow.
need it.
Okay.
It has to be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has to be there. Without that, you won't have power.
Right.
Yeah.
That's that's crazy. That's something I didn't know either.
She has a generator on right now. Isn't it on,
Yes,
Irene?
No,
I
we
mean, I
just switched.
figured,
We
I
just
figured
switched.
when she said power switch, because you
Yeah.
know when we
Yeah.
lost power in Tennessee after the hurricane at my friend's house,
Hmm.
we could only go so many hours or whatever, and then we had to switch, But I
Mm.
recognized it, and she was like, "Oh, hold on, power switch." I was like, "She must be running off a generator," but I didn't know,
Yeah.
why. I just assumed.
And at the old
Yeah.
house, she had a generator that broke down every freaking week. The guy had to come and
Man.
Um,
fix
Yeah.
it. Now that she's in the new
Mhm.
place, I said, let's just get you a brand new one. I
yes,
mean, why the
yep,
hell not?
yep.
So she's
Mhm.
set now. She's good for a little while.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That is so awesome. That is
We
good to
just pray
hear.
for a better country, a better leader to come in and do the right things and bring the
Hmm.
name out of the dust where they kept the name for so many years. Because
Right.
as a Nigerian, you see lots of denials for real.
Yeah. Oh, I
Like
believe it. I
you could
believe
be
it.
denied of a very good job, which you know you're
Mhm.
good at, which you know you're legit,
Yes.
you know,
Yep.
because of the whole situation and corruption.
Yep.
Everybody believes every Nigerian is corrupt, but that's not the
Yeah.
truth. That's
Yeah.
not the truth at all. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it all being denial. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to
Yeah.
put
Okay.
somebody in a professional seat where they could potentially buy their direction. You know what I mean? They get to
Mm-hmm.
basically pay their narrative, like this is how I want this to turn out. So I need this person to sit here. I need this person here. So this can go this
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
It's insane. Absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Irene, for coming on here and dropping all this knowledge with us. You are
Yes,
something else.
Thank
you
you
really
guys for
are.
having me.
Yes.
Yes. I would love to have you up again anytime you are free on a Wednesday. Let Sean know. Because I'll
Okay,
be the
Hmm.
no
one to be
problem.
like, come up every Wednesday and feed us more information.
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
True.
mean, I hear all this. I've heard most of these stories already. Because
Yeah.
Irene and I talk for hours a day, hours.
Yeah.
And
I
Man,
would
we
love
could
it.
speak for like 8 hours non-stop.
yeah,
Yep. That's great.
so
Though.
yeah, yeah.
That's great. Like I said, definitely, give her my number. I'll listen for hours too. So
Yeah. You got
yeah.
Jules, you got Telegram or WhatsApp or no?
I have WhatsApp.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
All right, we'll do it like
Yeah,
that.
because I got a friend
Yeah.
in oh my God, now I can't even think. I'm trying to think. There's one in Australia, but then there's um so Kodiak, and then I'm trying to think of who the hell the other two people are. But anyways, they're from different countries. I have to have WhatsApp for them. One's
Yeah.
in the UK,
All right.
so
No problem.
it's
Yep.
cheaper for them, to do WhatsApp and stuff. So
Absolutely. It's free. Yeah.
yeah,
If you have your phone plan, it's free. I mean,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely. So
But yeah, so I'll get my WhatsApp thing for you and I'll send it to you.
yeah.
okay, so
Yeah, send it to me and I'll give it to Irene and she'll put you in her contacts.
Okay.
I said a while ago she should have friended you on Gilded because Irene is on Gilded, but she's not
Oh,
really active. When
right.
all the bullshit was going on, when
Yeah.
she had to delete me out of everything, we'll get to that at another
Yes.
time. They
Yeah.
didn't know what Gilded was, and that's
Right.
how we communicated.
Yep.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
So
I remember you saying that to me that that you were trying to
yeah.
talk about your Gilded. Yep.
So. Yep, and I always told Irene, I said, listen, we always have the PP Mass Stream. You can always comment
Yep.
on there, and we can figure things out of how to get back in touch if something
Absolutely.
were to happen.
Yep.
So we were always right there, one step ahead of, because over
Right.
there it's different, And
Yes.
she did what she did because she had no choice at the time, and
Yep.
I understand that.
mm-hmm.
But we're
Yep.
where we are now, and we've moved past that. So
Right. Thankfully.
Yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
Thankfully, it's definitely good to see you able to be up here and safe,
Mhm.
because I would be worried too, Shaun would be telling me what's going on and I'm like, oh my God, like, is she okay?
Mm.
Just,
mm-hmm.
it's like you can't help yourself. But so it's just so good, like such a relief to see you here and in your own place. And oh my God, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a
Major.
very
Yeah.
big relief for me as it is too.
Yep.
Okay,
We love you
um,
too, Vlad.
I'm editing out as struck by Irene. Thank you, Lala.
Oh, thank you, Lala. I love you.
Yeah. Love you, Lala.
Love
Have
you
a good
too,
night if you're
Lala.
leaving. If you're leaving.
Yep.
Jules and Lala are two names that Irene hears a lot. So she's used to those names.
Mhm.
So she's yeah. So it was good to have her on today.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Vlad.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really was. It
Yep.
really was
Thank you
great.
guys for having me today. I really appreciate this time and session. I really appreciate this time for coming up here to actually tell you guys what it is. And there are so many stories. Maybe what next time on a
Yes,
Wednesday.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Anytime, So like I said, we're always here just chatting. So I mean, we'd be more than happy to have you up again for sure. You know.
Yep.
Everybody was all excited too, the entire stream, just super happy to have her up. So I think it
Yep.
was great.
Okay, so are we going down now?
All right.
Yep, we
Right.
can go down now and so you can get to the store and I can call and check on my daughter and all that fun stuff. She
All right,
is very
Mama. I'll talk to
impressive.
you later. Be
All
safe.
right.
All
Talk
right.
Bye.
later. Love you
Thank
guys
you
a
so
lot.
much.
Love you too. Be safe.
Oh my God, I just love her.
Yeah, she's something else. She is.
She is. She really
Yep.
is. I'm
Mhm.
super extra happy. I've been happy for y'all for months, but I'm super, super extra happy right now. I just, like I said, I've been here for the struggle. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, it's like rewarding as well to see a good
Yeah.
friend of mine finally is happy and his other half is safe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks, Vlad. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're still dealing with a little bit of nonsense,
yeah,
but not much. You know. So she's out of the house. She has her own place. Yeah, it took a lot of money, a lot
yeah,
of money.
right.
But there's no price tag for her and the boys to be safe for me.
Nope. Absolutely.
So I did what I had to do.
Yep.
I'm supporting the three of them full time. I also support my daughter full time. You
Yep.
know, that's what a man does.
You're a
Um,
good man, Shaun.
Thank you. I
You are.
try. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You
Um,
absolutely are.
yeah. Thank
I
you
have
very
been
much.
saying that for months and months, so it
Yeah.
goes double extra, today.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And everybody in the chat, you know, we love you.
Yes, we do. Thank you guys so much for being
Turning up.
so positive and stuff
Yeah.
for Irene and all the birthday wishes for Shaun.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
Smash. I
you.
appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for all the birthday wishes as well. Um, I'm just getting older, you know, 44. I mean, shit, like I'm that much closer to like 50, you know, but
Older and wiser, Shaun. That is.
yeah, it's true. It's true. You know,
Aging with grace.
yes.
So Smashly, I will keep in touch with you about like talking to the kids and stuff with Irene and helping her out, because that would be a huge help. And maybe we can together with Shaun try to figure out a way that as a community we can do what we can to help kind of counsel these kids in Nigeria and get them some positivity and realize their self-worth. And I would be
Absolutely.
fully dedicated to doing that, so
Yeah.
I appreciate Smashly offering to help. It's huge.
Exactly. I read that and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the heck is she talking about? And I'm like, okay, 44, 44. Got it. All right. Yeah. If I make it to 88, my goodness. But
Oh, it
with,
was
you
Sarah.
know, yeah.
Well, happy belated.
Yeah, you're right, Tatiana. Absolutely. And when we tell our story, you'll hear that as well, you know. Yep. It's like if you're gonna help produce kids, support them. You know, if you're
100%.
mad at if you're mad at a certain somebody and you don't send money for your kids because of that, that's pretty low. You know,
Right. I agree.
so
I agree.
absolutely.
It's like when you have kids, if you and the spouse are not together anymore, or your other
Hmm.
half, whatever, it should no longer be about you two anyway. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
about the kids at that point. And
exactly.
it's not their fault that they're here. They're not, they didn't ask to be here.
Hmm.
So they don't ask for the extra stress. We're supposed to be getting them by so they can enjoy their childhood, so they can be friggin' kids and not have to worry about adult problems or money issues.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people that watched last night's stream and they paid attention, they know what our future may hold. So I couldn't believe she let that slip on last night's test stream, but she did. But
I love it.
life is good. Like
Yes,
8 months ago, I was in a more depressed like state.
yeah.
I was, but today it's way different. So
You have come so far, Shaun. Like I said, like I've been watching you the whole time, and I've been here
yeah,
for it, and I'm just so grateful. Like, I mean, Irene coming into your life herself has been such a major part in, bettering your mental health, and like you're just overall like happy. Like you could just see the happy. It's like
absolutely. Yeah.
spewing off you. Like, I could
Mhm.
feel it through the screen. I love it.
Mhm.
So it makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Thank you, Jules. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And how did your let me ask, how'd your date go last week? How was that?
Oh, it was good. I actually got yeah, with the kids that I think I told you
You're
about.
cutting out. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I got one this weekend on I think Saturday.
Oh.
Which will be good. Yeah, the kid that I told you about before, Paulie, the one with the tattoos and stuff. He's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
dude. He's a
Mhm.
good dude, and I'm excited because we've been on off and on, like
Mhm.
kind of had a thing for God, I think since 2009.
Yeah, it's a
And
long
then
time.
yeah, I mean, and then like when I started dating my ex in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
We got fully serious, I think, in like 2012. So obviously I had stopped everything with Polly. But once I moved out 3 years ago, he was super supportive. He sent me a voice clip immediately and was like, "Oh my God, like I'm just so happy to hear this. It's so good to know that you're safe, honey, and that the kids are safe. And if anybody deserves it, it's you. And I'm proud
Mm-hmm.
of you." So, he's like that type of guy. He builds you up, thankfully, and cheers you on. So it's major for me to have that in my life. I'm so used to the negativity and being with the asshole guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can sense the asshole and I'm like, "Hey, you're a
Yeah.
jerk. Want to date me?"
Like, I think it was either last week or the week before when we were on this stream, and
Mhm.
I said, yeah, you guys see me on here, and I seem all nice and shit, but behind the scenes, I'm really an asshole. But if you
You
ask Irene that
can be.
question,
You're
like,
not an asshole,
yeah,
but you
hmm
can be an
oh
asshole.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. But she will herself tell you that I'm the sweetest person. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we all have our moments, but
Right.
like, when it comes to being serious and being a stand-up person,
Yep.
I don't mess around with that. You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
you don't.
so, yeah,
That's for sure. I can totally vouch for that.
yeah,
Gotta have our
you
moments
got to.
though of, being silly and being, not being serious and stuff, kind of helps us
Mm,
get through life.
absolutely, absolutely,
Just
and don't let
smashing.
and don't and she has uh, a bad side to her as well, but
Yep.
she's also got great knowledge. She's the
Right.
whole package.
Yep.
So.
He really is.
So,
I mean, you can tell.
I am Smashly. I am.
Hmm.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Next week when Shaun comes up here, his screen name is gonna say asshole variety.
And Smashly, I still hate your capital letters. That's the history Smashly and I have. She thought I disliked her, but
Yeah.
I didn't dislike her. I hate caps.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
he
learned
hates
to
it.
deal I learned
I
to
do
deal
it
with
to
it now.
trigger him when we're in
Yes.
streams and he's like, "Hey Jules, I'll write hey variety in all
Mm-hmm.
caps and say whatever in all caps because, I know it's triggering him." And he's like, "Oh God, like I'm just done talking to you right now."
Mm-hmm.
It's like too
Yep.
late. You've entered a conversation.
True. Very true.
That is true, Smashley. You do gotta be able to laugh at yourself big time. I'm like, I'd rather laugh at myself, than if I
Mm-hmm.
laugh at myself, I mean, you don't have anything to laugh at me for. I mean, you can laugh with me, but I'm already
Mm-hmm.
laughing at myself, so the fuck,
Yeah, exactly.
But
Absolutely. Yep. That's what gets us through. You're right,
yes,
100%. There's
absolutely.
time to be serious, and we can always be goofy.
Yep.
Plenty of times. Absolutely.
Right.
So
So, well, guys, I appreciate you all. I'm gonna end a
yeah,
little early so I can check in on my daughter and give Shaun my WhatsApp information for Irene
yeah,
because of a troll.
yeah. I remember that troll on Alex's stream. I think they were in there quite a few times, but I
Yeah,
haven't been in chats in a minute. I mean, like I was
I
in
know.
3 in the past month actually typing.
Yep.
Like I said, I just dropped the links in P&M because I'm a mod and I can ping everybody. I'm still a big part of the community
Right.
itself, but
Yep.
watching them, I mean, sometimes like actors, you have to take a break. You
Yeah.
have
Oh
to
yeah.
step back.
A lot of people have said that to me too when they see me on a stream lately. They're like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in here forever." And it's like, I'll listen, but like I have so much going on and so I got to do what I got to do. Like if I have time to pop into a chat and say, "Hey chat, drop a couple links," I'll be listening, but I
Yeah,
don't always have time to sit and chat, or I'll go
yeah,
back and rewatch the catch, or the stream or whatever, when I get a
hmm
minute. But
yeah,
I try to do what I can. It's like once I start chatting, that's it. people in chat are, hey Jules, and it's, you know, nothing bad, but it's like, it's hard for me to get out. I don't want to be rude and not say hi to whoever said hi. So I know at that point I'm trapped. So if I'm gonna say hi in a chat, I'm probably gonna be there, even though I say I gotta go, you know.
Exactly. That's you got to. Yeah.
Yes, Gaming Inc. Yeah, he was an awesome troll.
And everybody knows the way I keep it is like with catchers, I keep everything neutral. With people, if you say even if I don't care for the person, if they say hello to me in a chat, I say hello back.
Right.
I don't ignore stuff like that. You know, and that's just that's how you keep yourself out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I still find myself in trouble, Shaun. So
I understand that, but I keep you and me separated from that too. Like, you know, I got a lot of stuff about doing streams with you, Jules. But
I know. I remember.
I said to everybody, I said, listen, I don't care what you think of this person and what they think of you. I'm doing me, and I'm neutral, and everybody understands that.
I mean, that's like, you know, and I knew all that was going on, and which is why you're right, Smashley. But that was why I said, you know, in the beginning, like, if it's something that you don't want to do because of all the stuff being said, like, I get it, you know, you know, gave you the chance to have an out, you know, and you were like, no, like, I'm good. Like,
I remember that. I remember that. You know? Yes. I had the one in my one ear, the one in my other ear of the three-legged, you know, thing going on over there. And I said, listen, just you guys do you. I'm doing me. You guys know my thoughts. I like everybody for the most part. And let's just catch pedophiles. Let's just do that. You know.
So, I'm with that for sure. I know. I'm actually like making my decoy Instagram and stuff. I'm doing both male and female decoy. 11 years old, so.
I figured, LOL, Smashley, you're right about that. I mean, I got to, you know, got to.
Proper and it's like, you know, etiquette. If it's somebody, God forbid, you don't really want to speak to, just don't speak to them. You know what I mean? Like, we all have a block button for a reason, you know? It's like, if you choose not to use it and see what they're saying about you, or, you know, to you, that you don't want to hear, you know, that's on you. You're, you know, allowing that. And I have finally realized that. Like, I always said, oh, I don't want to block nobody because I feel bad, you know, like, what if they ever say anything and they happen to need me? So I've never blocked anybody. I don't have anybody on my blocked list for that reason, because I don't care how I may feel about a person, you know. I want them to know that the option is there. If you need the help, don't be afraid to message me, you know.
I have one person on my block list. Besides those Russian bots, I have one person. Obviously, I'm not going to name that person, but one person that I blocked a long time ago because they took advantage of my kindness. They took it for weakness. And I said, you know what? Your ass is going on my block list. And that was it. So
I think I remember that too, yeah.
Yeah. And they still say hi to me in chats too. Like, you know. So it's all good.
Exactly. It doesn't kill you to say hi and bye to someone and keep the peace, you know. It's
absolutely.
It's, you know, it's fake, but it's not. It's being polite, like you said. You know, it is having good manners. You know, you can't really harp on it either. You know what I mean? Like, the longer you hold a grudge and drag it out, the worse it is, you know, for you, for your mental illness, you know.
Exactly.
Or mental wellness, not illness.
Yeah, you got to put your foot down sometimes, you know, and let people know what time it is. Sorry, I'm late. What's up, Jenny? I had a doctor appointment. My body has only 2 speeds, very slow as fucking stop. Hey, Jenny,
take a nap, Jenny T.
Yeah.
And it's okay that you're late, honey. You can always listen later. Irene was amazing. Like, I can't even, like, beyond words, amazing. Like, you will adore the stream. I mean, it was great knowledge. And she wants us to, as a community, try to work out a way to help her with counseling the kids in Nigeria, just kind of help get them a boost of confidence and, you know, find their self-worth so they can, you know, talk about their situations when needed. So we're going to work on that. I think that's going to be a huge bonus for these kids, you know, a huge bonus for these kids, you know. I think it will change things around a lot. for them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Without a
you
doubt.
know,
Without a doubt. That's true.
I'll talk to Jay too tonight, so that way he'll know. It was
Mm-hmm.
hard in Damone's live the other night to not go off and then vomit from my skin crawling, but had to be the bigger part. Absolutely, Tatiana. And Damone's he's a good dude. I genuinely like Damone. Like people were picking on him in Edward's live before, I think it was Edward's or somewhere. But they were picking on him and they're like, oh, I don't like you because, you like Tommy. Who cares? Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
He's not Tommy. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to speak to Tommy to speak to Damone. Like, if you don't like him, you
Yeah.
don't like him. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But Damone is a great guy, and
Too much of that went on for too long,
yeah.
and it's just crazy.
Yep. It's like, like I said, everybody knows I don't care for Tommy, but I absolutely adore him. Actually, I adore Damone. Like,
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
just
Yeah.
because I like somebody or don't like somebody does not mean my friends need to like or dislike them either.
Yeah, I've stopped by his stream. I stopped by the bad guy stream. But at night I got a lot going on. Plus, I'm usually on the phone with Irene, so I'm not scrolling YouTube like I normally would be. I mean, working 1 a.m. to 11:50. Then I try to get somewhat of a rest. Then I try to eat lunch at like 3:30. Sleep for a little bit. Then I'm on the phone with Irene until she falls asleep. So I don't have much time to do much, my daughter's older now, she's 17. So she graduated high school this year. Irene's kids are 7 and 9, and God bless that we may be starting over again. I mean, life is life. You never know what God's gonna put in your hand of cards, So
Exactly.
yeah, it's crazy. So everybody, I love you. I'm gonna drop down, but
Yep.
we love you.
Thank
Today
you,
was a damn good stream. She hit it out of the park.
It was amazing.
Yep. Jules, I will talk to you on the flip side. I hope everything goes well for what's going on today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And
happy birthday again, Shaun.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, it'll be over soon, thank God. So
well,
all right.
I'll probably say it a few more times, but it's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, everybody. Peace out. Be safe.
Bye, Shaun. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. And Jenny T, I definitely re-listen. But I love you guys, and